Right, we've just pulled off the main road as we approach this sugar palm farm. And already you can see it's very agricultural here. You've got banana trees, coconut trees, the sugar palm trees, of course, right in the heart of a more rural province now. Now we're starting to move away from Bangkok, and we're still not in the southern province. This is technically western provinces, Petchaburi. There's some cows with a little calf drinking. You're not going to see that in Bangkok, are you? Chickens in the stable, wondering what the hell this white guy is doing. Look at this, a banana-lined path and Lamyai or Logan. How cool is this? It's a fruit tour. I hope these guys speak English. Otherwise, it might be a bit of a fail. I also hope it's open, but English would be great. Oh, it's such a beautiful area.
We've made it to Uncle Tanom Palm Orchard, or Sugar Palm. And as you can see by the trees, we are in the orchard itself. It's a place where you can just come, have a look around, see the products that they make from this sugar palm, and yeah, if you're lucky, see how it's made. And I came here because I found it last night actually, when I was looking at things to do in the province. And when I was in Cambodia a few years ago, I had a photo taken holding sugar palm, but I had no idea what they were. So I just stood on the side of the road, had a photo taken like a lemon. So, or like an idiot. When I saw this place, I thought, okay, I need to go and actually find out what it is. So let's go check out what this place has to offer. Here he is, about to cut them down. Actually, there's someone up there. There is someone up in the tree. I'll talk about that for risk. Swaddy cab. And down it comes. They tie a rope around it, or the guy gets sent up there. They tie a rope around it, cut it off, and the guy brings it down, not to damage the fruit. That is ridiculous. I guess he climbs up this pole. I'm walking around just to try and get better light. He climbs up that pole all the way to the top of the tree. Can you see him? All the way up there, if I zoom in. So he's tying the rope. Swaddy cab! Happy guy, sitting up in the tree. And then this guy just brings the fruit down, nice and slowly. Right, he's now cutting away at the fruit. And this dude just brings it down. And how genius is this? They've got the old bamboo pole, as I said, but they've left the shoots on it coming off on the sides, and these are the foot placements where he climbs up. So he doesn't quite shuffle up a pole, but he is really climbing up the pole all the way up to the top. And would I trust my weight? I mean, definitely not my weight, but would I trust my weight on that? Almost certainly not. And this is the fruits of his labor. And again, this one is massive. Look at the size of that. Almost like a football. And yeah, I mean, there are plenty of trees here. Don't know how often they get harvested because everyone speaks Thai. No, I can't really ask any questions, to be honest. And up he goes. Fearless. Crazy, like it was nothing. Straight to the top. So now, what I've noticed is, before he was cutting the fruit, you probably can't see, to be honest, but now on this one, he's bringing down some like sections of bamboo. And I think what they do is, oh yeah, there are a lot of wasps up there. They cut a section of the tree, looks like, of the branch essentially, and then they put the bamboo section on the end and collect the sap. And maybe that's what's boiled down to make the sugar itself, not actually the juice from the fruit, or maybe it's both. As I say, if I can find out, I'll let you know. I'll leave a little description here of what happens, or I'll leave it in the description. But that looks like what's happening. But I'm just amazed at how easily this guy just shot up this tree. It literally took him about 5 seconds just to climb straight up the tree. And now he's just sat in the canopy. He wants me to sit on this. I think it will break. I'm getting a free little tour. This doesn't feel... And this, I think, is with one of the branches of the tree. The things I do for this bloody channel. Khop kun kap. Khop kun kap. Well, that was weird. Must have looked like a right Muppet. I should have got someone to actually film it from a distance. Must have looked like a right Muppet doing that. But he was nice. He was the one up the tree, actually. So now he's driven off. He's done his duty of cutting down a few fruit. But yeah, I said it seems like a popular place. Sawadee Khab. Seems like a popular place for Thai people. Hello. Khab. Yeah, this place seems popular with Thai tourists. I just met someone from Pattaya who was on a little trip up and around, and they've stopped off here. Is he safe? No, he's safe, but he's definitely not interested. Just trying to walk around and have a look to see if I could see where they process it, essentially, process the fruit. But I can't find it anywhere, just a couple of cows. Okay, I found it where they make the sugar. I was being a little dumb. I was looking in the wrong place. I think I was looking in someone's house. But just let me show you. And I don't know if he's making any, but just let me show you. So this is it, guys. This is where they make it. But unfortunately, they're not making it right now. But I imagine they put the juice, or the fruit, but I imagine the juice, into these pots or pans. They'll then light the wood fire, and it is a wood fire underneath, which is pretty cool. And they'll reduce it down. And as it starts to reduce, it'll start to thicken and caramelize a little, and they'll be stirring and stirring to stop it from sticking and burning. And then two things, I guess. You could either have the juice, which may be reduced slightly, or maybe it is just pressed, but it is very, very sweet. If it is that juice, you can see why it turns into sugar, because it is incredibly sweet. But if they keep cooking it down, it will turn into sugar. And I don't know if they have any here. I think they just have, yeah, I think they just have the juice. And there are a lot of wasps in there, so I need to be careful. Yeah, unfortunately, can't see the sugar.
At least, that's what I thought until very kindly, Gary, the roaming cook, gave me some footage. So thanks to them. The links are in the description. Do give them a follow. And it is the sap from the palm tree which is used, as I kind of suspected, collected in those bamboo sections. That's then poured into the metal pans before making the fire, and it is a fire made with wood underneath, as I showed you. Well, sections of bamboo actually again, so no bamboo goes to waste here for making the palm sugar. And then essentially it's a process of boiling down that sap to get the sweetness out of it and to turn it into sugar, so he has to keep an eye on it. But as it starts to reduce, it starts to thicken up, it starts to bubble. I mean, it looks good already, right? But that will get thicker and thicker and thicker until they have to start stirring it so it doesn't catch on the bottom and burn. And I just love watching these handcrafted processes. You can see now it's turned very thick, very dark and golden. Almost it looks like caramel, right? And this is labor intensive. Once it gets thicker, they use a wooden, well, stick to start to stir it as well so it doesn't catch on the bottom. And then finally, that thick, thick palm sugar is done and potted, ready for you guys to buy.
But then they make these other products. I don't know if he's got any here. Yeah, he does. So, here. This is the fruit itself, which has been cooked in that sugar, so it's almost candied. So that's very delicious. And then you have these, which is the sprouted seed of the palm sugar itself, sugar palm fruit. So, yeah, very interesting. At least I find it interesting. I hope you guys do too. All right, so I've ordered some of the juice. What I pointed out wasn't the juice. Sorry, it wasn't the sugar, it's the juice. So for 30 baht, you get to try it. Cap. Popcorn cab. So here it is, the sugar palm juice. Iced, of course, in this heat. I imagine it's going to be very sweet. I mean, sugar palm, right? So, oh man, it's sweet. You're hit by a sweetness straight away. But then you get this really interesting flavor. Tastes nothing like the actual raw fruit. Well, it tastes a little bit like the raw fruit, but there's something different there. There's almost this like nutty flavor which comes through as a combine harvester comes and ruins the audio. Oh man. Yeah, it tastes like a nut. Maybe that's where it's been toasted first to reduce the sugar down. Maybe it's some of that, but that's very interesting. I didn't expect that. 30 baht. Give it a try when you're here. It's just inside where they sell the fruit. Aroy mak.
I was just riding past and I saw this. Another quarry / reservoir, and it just made me think, yeah, not very pretty, but give it a few months, a couple of people coming here, and it will be called the Petchaburi Grand Canyon. Every province will have one. Almost as disappointing as the Ratchaburi Grand Canyon that we saw a couple of videos ago. Anyway, just thought that would be funny. But I've just turned off the main road and hopefully onto some nicer roads towards this lake. Hopefully it's a bit prettier than this one, to be honest. I mean, the water's quite a cool colour, but yeah, this wasn't even on Google Maps. I was just riding past and thought, hey, there's a Grand Canyon. But no. Anyway, on we go. All right, we made it to the Krachan National Park. And I didn't turn the camera on before because, well, the road wasn't very pretty at all. And this is where the lake sits, Krachan Lake. And I've come to a part of it called Krachan Dam. I don't actually know if it's going to be pretty. I just saw the word Krachan Dam, or dam, and thought maybe it'll be a nice view. So we're just coming up to it now. If it is pretty, we'll stop. If it's not pretty, we'll carry on to another part of the lake. But we should know, well, I'd say it's quite nice. In fact, I'd say it's very nice. Oh, much nicer than the ride here, I must admit. Look at that, guys. And of course, as anywhere in Thailand, it's a good photo spot. Everyone out taking their selfies over the lake. Oh, it is pretty. Sorry, cab? Meow, cab. Cab. It's asking me if I want a boat. I think for 500 baht you can take a boat. It's very pretty. Let me get the other camera out. I'll show you properly. Meow cab. Kopung cab. No, it's okay. Cab. Just have a look. Cab. Okay, Krachan Dam, and I presume this is the reservoir behind, or the lake. And yeah, it's quite pretty. You have the rolling hills in the background, actually flanking the whole skyline. You have the rolling hills, and it looks like they go on. They have that blue
tint to them, which is always nice to see. And you can see one of them here actually, you got a bigger one here. You can, as I say, go on the lake. I think it's 500 baht to take a boat onto the lake, but it looks like no one is doing it actually. But these guys ride up and down the dam asking on their motorbike. And yeah, meow cap, I don't want it, thanks. Or a polite way of saying no thank you. And then on the other side, you have a little reservoir that we rode past and full of lilies. Another pretty thing. I don't think I'll take everything off. I don't think I'll stay too long. I'm going to continue to drive around the lake, see if there are any more pretty viewpoints. I thought she was going to ask me. Another one, for the third time, asking me if I want a boat trip. But to be fair, they need to give their sales pitch.
Right, I'm gonna try and fly the drone. It's a little bit breezy up here actually. Hopefully not too breezy for the drone. So we can get a better look of this lake. Anything looks better when you get in the sky with the drone. It's one of my best purchases, I would say. I think it really adds something different to the videos. You get a much better perspective of those blue-tinted rolling mountains. I mean, to be honest, from where I'm stood, it's not the most beautiful sight. It's pretty, of course. It's not the best sight I've ever seen, but when you look at it through this, wouldn't it be amazing if we could all fly and have this view? I haven't been drinking, I promise. All right, drone away. Let's carry on. I don't think this place is going to set any records for being the most beautiful place, but actually when you get the drone up, you see that these are islands in the lake, and it is quite beautiful in its own way. But to be honest, sometimes it's just nice to be on the bike and out exploring. It doesn't necessarily need to be the most beautiful place going.
It is Tham Khao Luang Cave, and yeah, it doesn't really look like a cave here, right? To get there, you need to park in a temple called Wat Ban Tawi. Parking is free. You then buy your ticket, 25 baht, to go up and come down, including the entrance, and you get shuffled up and back. So we're gonna do that, or I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you guys at the top. Right, I guess this is the entrance into the cave. Oh wow, you can already smell the bat stuff. And this cave is about 100 years old. I mean, it's obviously much older than 100 years old, but it's been open for about 100 years in the reign of King Rama IV. And actually, it was a favorite place of his when he was in this area as a monk. So that's one reason why it's quite special. But also, it's a shrine cave. So it's a spiritual place that, let's use the word shrine. Shrines have been added in there. That's the second part of why it's special. Shrine caves are always quite beautiful to see. And the third part, well, let's save that bit for a surprise. Straight away you come into this vast cavernous area with statues of Buddha and little cheddies and a monk actually over here, all around. It does feel different to the other caves I've been into with this amount of statues here. And we've come a little early, I think, but hopefully as the sun starts to come round, you get a beam of light from this opening down into the cave, but let's wait and see if that happens. It's not happening yet. Doesn't mean it won't. So you begin to see why it is a shrine cave, or how it is used as a shrine cave, and you start to see the stalactites falling, well, not falling, but hanging off the ceiling. These statues of Buddha, especially the gold statue, well, to be honest, any statue of Buddha, white, gold, they're always beautiful. I mean, a lot of them do look very similar, and you see many of them, but always have their own charm and their own beauty. Especially in this, well, you have human, godly, versus nature. I thought, I can hear talking, the monk is obviously doing some praying. And then I look over and no, the monk is on the phone, on the mobile. Even the monks use modern technology, but it always makes me laugh whenever I see it. This one, I just thought I didn't really think about it, but now I look closer at it, it is a huge, huge pillar, which has some amazing, holes in it, I guess, where they've put lights and statues of Buddha in, but it's so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Gorgeous, smooth outside with holes in it. And here they've built into the rock and made like a beautiful, beautiful alcove with the statue of Buddha. And same again.